Hey guys, Mr. Waltz here. I'm going to show you how to make the exploded view and assembly drawing for the fidget spinner. So first thing that I want to do is some things that I should have done when I showed you how to build it. Uh, so first thing we're going to do is rename the screw. So you can see the screw has this really complicated name based on the McMaster car catalog, and it's not that descriptive and it's really big. It's going to take up a lot of space in our parts list, so we're going to clean it up a little bit. So click one time there and then click again, and you can see it's a blah 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 stainless steel Phillips flathead screw. What we're going to do is edit this. We're going to keep the Phillips flathead screw, and then we're just going to put in a simple designation. So we're going to say this is an M4, capital M for and then we're going to put X for by and then 8 millimeter. So it's an M4 by 8 millimeter Phillips flathead screw. Phillips means it has the cross shaped recess for the screwdriver, and then flathead because it does have a flathead for the countersunk hole. So we're going to hit enter there, and that's good. And now what we're going to do is do the exploded view. So click on the design tab up here, excuse me, uh, and we're going to change this to animation. So now we've got our storyboard here, and we can do our exploded view. Click on the little camera up here to turn off recording of the view. We don't need that. And we're going to go ahead and start transforming these pieces to take this thing apart. So there's a bunch of different ways you could do this. What I'm going to do is explode the bearings. We're going to have all the bearings come out the front. The washer is going to come out the front, and so is the screw. And then the nut is kind of on the back. We're going to make that come out the back. So I'm going to click transform. And what I'm going to do is click on this bearing on top. I'm going to hold shift, click on another bearing, click on another bearing, zoom in here, click on the washer, still holding shift, click on the screw. Those are all selected. Now I need to select the bearing, which is inside there. If you go over to your browser, you can expand this, and then you can see all the parts, and we want to get the first bearing, so I'm going to hold shift and click that too. So those things are all selected now, and if I drag my mouse I can pull those out, and what I want to do is pull them out. You can see right here my bearing is still on top of the um, body, and if I get right there then it's clear. Turn on trail line visibility and hit OK. So now we exploded a bunch of parts out the front here. We got all these bearings. What I want to do now is take the washer and the screw and transform them a little further. So click transform, click on the screw, hold shift, click on the washer. Then they're both selected, and I can drag these out a little further. Um, click there. Actually, I'm going to turn off trail line visibility on this one, and you'll see why in a second. And then the last thing I need to do is to explode the screw out of the front here. So I'm going to click transform, click on the screw only, and then bring this out. And when I do the screw here, I'm going to turn trail line visibility back on, and you'll see it makes a trail all the way back to the rotor there. So I've got that. The only thing I don't like here is you can see it put this bearing on top of the other bearing. So we can clean that up. It's not that essential, but we can. I'm going to click transform and click on this bearing right here. And what I can do, I can move this backwards a little bit. Now you can see if I move it back, it might want to stick. I got to zoom in a little. The more you zoom in, the finer it'll let you move it. You can move it just slightly. And so about 2 millimeters back, minus 2 mm. You could type it if you need to, -2. Also at this time, I'm going to turn off the trail line visibility on that bearing because I already have a trail line going through there for the screw. And otherwise you just end up with lots of lines on top of each other, which doesn't look that good. So I'm going to click OK. So now we got these exploded out the front. That looks great. Last thing to do is to explode the nut out the back. So I'm going to click transform, click on my nut, and then just drag this out the back, and drag it far enough that it's not covering up the rotor. You want them to be separated a little bit with a little bit of white space. Click OK, and you probably noticed what I forgot. I forgot to turn on the trail. So if you ever do that, if you have a trail you want to edit, you go over here on the bottom left in the animation timeline, and you can scroll down. This is a list of all the things you did, and you could see the little transform symbol here. Right click on that, edit action, and then you can turn trail line visibility on and fix that. Okay, so this is now a really good looking exploded view here, and we're ready to go ahead and place that into a drawing. So go ahead and save this bad boy, and then go to the next video, and it'll show you how to make the assembly drawing. All right, good luck.